Hello, my name is Gift Abujor, and I will be discussing a social problem that is propagated through the media. The social problem is about African American women in media, specifically the misrepresentation and stereotyping of these women. Misrepresentation is the depiction of a group of people in a misleading manner and could be mostly negative. This often involves stereotypes and biases that target a group of people. Stereotypes can be used as disguise to propagate structural racism and continued objectification of women. The most common stereotype experienced by Black women is the Jezebel stereotype, where a Black woman is depicted as a hypersexual being that lures men and craves physical attention. Another stereotype is the sapphire, which was originated from a TV show in the 40s that depicted a Black woman as being loud and overbearing. Then there is the physically violent or deviant Black woman. Because these stereotypes are so popular across various cultural demographics, they are likely to be seen as a representation of the actual cultural behaviors of those people who have limited access and contact to African Americans, and they would believe that this is the true behavior, hence influencing a consumer's social construction of reality. The image on the top left is a TV depiction of the Jezebel stereotype, and the image on the bottom right is a film depiction of an overbearing sapphire at her workplace. This leads to thinking about the impact of such depictions. One impact is when women and young African American girls experience stereotype threat. This is the fear that they see who they actually are, and that is how they are perceived by others. Their experiences are shaped by intersection theory, which suggests that race, class, gender, sexual orientation, and other attributes are all intertwined into one common experience. For example, the hypersexualization or aggressiveness portrayed in movies, TV shows, and programs stem from the intersection of racism and sexism. Another impact is on the efforts of Black women who try to advance higher in the socioeconomic ladder, hence bolstering systemic inequalities. Sociologists would ask themselves, does media reflect the reality of society, or does society try to imitate what is shown in media? A symbolic interactionist would potentially answer this question by exploring race, ethnicity, and media stimuli as a strong symbol and a source of identity. The sociologist will analyze the symbols and labels propagated through film and TV programs and how they are continuously reinforced. An example is a study by Megan Henderson on the portrayal of Black women in media in 1997 versus 2017. And the study showed that these older stereotypes that have been used before are currently still used in the film industry. A second way to explore how this problem influences people is through self-perspective, wherein individuals imagine how others perceive them and adjust their behavior accordingly, especially when they have internalized such negative portrayals of themselves. Finally, a sociologist will look at how the problem influences people's social construction of reality. They will link media representation to public's perception and how this plays into the reality of current systems of oppression. Addressing this misrepresentation in media would require collective action. One possible solution is to use media to combat the effects of media, and this is the potential of media communication. The strength of this solution is that it will increase the representation of Black women in creative and decision-making positions, such as writers and producers, and many more. However, a symbolic interactionist would argue that some labels are very hard to shake off, especially when they've been tied to a community for so long. However, seeing is believing, so there's a potential that you can change a viewer's perspective based on what they see. To achieve a more meaningful and lasting effect, educational initiatives aimed at enhancing media literacy, particularly among young people, could be implemented. The strength of this would be that Black women and non-Black women could advocate for more inclusive and accurate depiction of women of color in media. There is strength in uniform mindset and advocacy that can lay the groundwork for continuous change. However, a symbolic interactionist would argue that media representation or misrepresentation is just one aspect of a much broader societal issue, and that it will take more than media literacy to completely eradicate the problem. All of my sources for this presentation are listed here. Thank you for listening and have a good day.